You are listening to Fantha Tracks.
Because of the following special program, Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
It's time to get all your Star Wars news in a single file.
That doesn't sound too hard.
Boom! This is Making Tracks.
This is the way.
Here are your hosts, Mark Newbold and Mark Mulcaster.
I know these people. They are brutal. Does this look Jedi to you?
That's not how the Force works.
They'll never see it coming.
Count me in.
Mr. Back!
Right, welcome back to Herts Comic Con, everybody. Big round of applause for the start this morning. Well, let's take it one step at a time here now. I like to begin these kind of talks with a little bit of my native language. And what I'm saying is just greeting the people, the land, and everybody here today. So let me start. Ka tangita ti ka tangita ka tangi hoki kua hau ti he mauri ora. E ngā maunga e ngā wa tēnā korua. Te whenua e takoto mai nā tēnā koutou. Kei a koutou e akuranga tira kua tai mai nei roto i tēnei pare. Ka nui te mihiki a koutou katoa. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Kia ora tātou katoa. Me mihi anō ki ngā itua kua huri atu ki pai rau kei tua atu o tā wauwau kua mihi hia, tangi hia, poro aki tia rātou haere atu rā. Te hunga ora kua tau mai nei i tēnei wā, tēnā koutou katoa, kia ora mai tātou katoa, ko Temuera Morrison a hau, kei te mihi atu rā kia tātou i roto i tēnei pare. Kia ora mai rā. Just a little brief explanation. Pay tribute to the mountains, to the rivers, to the waters. I greet them. I send greetings from my mountains and rivers of New Zealand to the mountains and rivers here. To the people of the land. Where are we? Ware. The Ware tribe. I'm in a nowhere tribe. But I greet you, the people of the land. Thank you for having me. I also pay respects to those who have departed. I recently lost a very dear friend, the director of Once Were Warriors. Lee Tamahori was his name. He's passed on. So in our language, in our culture, we pay respects to those who have passed and new people who would have suffered some of those misfortunes as well. So, and in conclusion, I say let the dead be dead and let the live live. And that's us here today. And I acknowledge us as we are here in this room today. So greetings. Temuera from New Zealand, in fact. It was good to see the All Blacks win last night. It was looking a bit dangerous again. I wasn't very happy about losing to England a few weeks beforehand. Very painful indeed. Still getting over that, but life goes on, Mark. And I'm here. Why am I here? Because I'm here. You're here and I'm here, so isn't that great? And with that speech, we also follow the speech with a little ditty or a little song. And we call the song like a kinaki, like a relish. You know how you put a relish on top of your meat or a little bit of chutney on top of your something, your ham sandwich or something? So here's my little relish for you guys. E papa waiari Taku nei mahi he tu kuroi mata Ioe I ka mate aho E hine hoki mai ra Kia ora, kia ora, kia ora. Kia ora's our word. Can you all say kia ora? Kia ora. Kia ora. Kia ora. Kia ora. Kia ora. Yes, that's our word for hello, thank you, good to see you. Kia ora. Beautiful, beautiful. Ora means to live. It also means to live. Live life. And here we are today, living life to the fullest, aren't we? I've actually just come from a Liverpool con, and I've had quite a busy year, in fact. I haven't been that busy in the Star Wars world. I've been doing other stuff. On Apple at the moment is a show called Chief of War, Jason Momoa's epic 9-episode story about his Hawaiian ancestors and the way some of the Hawaiian islands were some of the history there. So Chief of War, that's something I've been in with Jason. I've been quite blessed actually to have Jason Momoa as a son, being Aquaman's father. He actually saw a movie of mine called Once Were Warriors. And this movie, more of an art house kind of film, not so much good for the kids. It's not a romantic comedy, put it that way. Some hard, raw issues were faced in that movie. But that's the movie that got me noticed. That's the movie that Jason Momoa saw and wanted to become an actor. And he put me in things like Aquaman. I actually came up to London here, and Bramber, where we shot the Frontier series with him as well. So he's a very dear friend as well, Jason. So I've been working with him recently on another movie called The Wrecking Crew with Dave Bautista. And also I did a cooking show. I wasn't getting any acting work. Jason was busy on other stuff, so I did my own show. And it's not quite like your ordinary cooking show. It's called Earth Oven, and that's just started to screen in New Zealand. So you'll have to fly down to New Zealand to watch an episode or two. So come on down. You can see Lord of the Rings down there, Hobbiton. And I come from a small town called Rotorua. Can you say that? Yes, Rotorua. 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 Bit of a blooming mouthful there, isn't it, Mark? Rotorua, how are you doing? Oh, very good, very good. Now we have special things going on in this hometown of mine. We have hot water coming out of the ground, so you can bathe in these pools. The mineral water is so good for you, and it's something I do all the time, just to keep my good looks. Very good for you too. And it's a big tourist town, Rotorua. It's very close to Hobbiton, where the Lord of the Rings was shot. And I'm just doing my tourist promotion here, Mark. And had quite a busy year. So I'm finishing off the year with a number of conventions, just in Liverpool. This one was a great fill-in here to become here today. So very good. Luxembourg next week. Then on to Dusseldorf, Dortmund, Germany, and then home, and back to being a nobody. Just plain old Temuera Morrison again. And Mark,
yes,
might be time for you to ask me a question because
I've got
I'm running out of things to say here.
You've done very well.
Is doing okay?
You're doing good.
Yes, I'll just fill in a couple of things, and I also like a bit of singing. My friend, where's my friend? Over there. He's heard my album. And you highly recommend it, right?
It is a great honour to listen to the music that you have created and have shared with the world.
Thank you very much, my brother. It's only covers, not too good at the originals yet, Mark, but there's a few covers on you can listen to. It's called TEM, Tim. I think it's on Spotify and all of those.
Hi, this is Ethan Sachs, writer of Bounty Hunters, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
Okay. Are you ready for a question? What question? No Star Wars questions.
No Star Wars questions.
No, I'm just joking. But look, let me tell you something. What happened? It was back in the year 2000 where we filmed Attack of the Clones. And I was fortunate enough to play Jango Fett. We filmed it in a place called Sydney, Australia. So subsequently, that's why there's a number of New Zealanders, Australians in Attack of the Clones. But many years later, not so long ago, they called me up to play Boba Fett in the Mandalorian show. And man, what a buzz that was. I even got a buzz just getting the news. So I didn't quite know what they were up to, but I was invited to a meeting with Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni. And when I got to the meeting, I was looking around the wall, Mark, and there were all these photos of a brown, bald-headed guy, handsome as anything, in a robe, black robe. And I was going, gee, I'm sure that's me. And I was very excited. Then sure enough, Dave and John turned up, and that's when they said, yes, we'd love you to play Boba Fett and come into that Mandalorian show. And man, what an honor to be called back to the Star Wars family. And even the way I came into the Mandalorian was quite, even I got excited. Seeing that spaceship coming, Boba's coming, Boba's coming. And the Mandalorian and Fennec Shand were in a bit of trouble. And lucky I turned up to save them. They were in deep trouble there. So thank Christ I turned up and saved their asses. So we got them out of a bit of trouble. And then that went on to the show, the Book of Boba Fett, where I got to work with Ming-Na Wen, who played Fennec Shand. I saw Fennec Shand around there today. She was very, very good. Very good, very good. Very good. The assassin, you owe me because I got you out of the sands there, Tatooine. You were stuck in the sand and I dragged you out of there and took you to the modifier, fixed you up, and then we became good buddies, and you joined me on my Fantha ride. Yes. I also got to work with, they brought Robert Rodriguez in, as one of our producers, directors, and man, that was so much fun too, because Robert loves playing the guitar. I like a bit of singing. I'm not bad on the guitar too. So we used to sing a little bit of blues every now and then. I used to tell Robert, give us a blues. Then we'd make up something. Well, I'm cruising on my Fantha on the sands of Tatooine, yeah. And Robert's playing, and I'm trying to think of some more words. I'm a badass bounty hunter, and my best friend's my Fantha, yeah. Well, I'm a badass bounty hunter, my best friend's a Fantha. They call me Boba Fett for nothing, yeah. Anyway, I've forgotten the words already. But we had so much fun filming the Book of Boba Fett. And I thought I was made. This is it. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4. But no, just Season 1 so far. There's been a few changes. The phone's not ringing that much, so I'm just sort of waiting for another phone call. And I've been so blessed though, and so thankful that I've been Jango, Boba Fett, Commander Cody, Captain Rex, Greed, Clone Troopers. So I'm probably the most, most characters in that whole Star Wars saga, man, if you think about it. But I wasn't really a Star Wars kind of, what would you say, fan or thing, because I don't think, when did the first movie come out? Way back in 1977, wasn't it? Yeah. I think I was just doing other things and I kind of missed all of that stuff. But what happened was I had a meeting with the casting agent and they were looking for someone to be the bounty hunter Jango Fett. So just to get the phone call to play Jango Fett was a really good, very exciting time for me. So that's just a little brief resume of what's been going on. But yeah, I was blessed that I was brought up the Morrison family. It's quite a famous family in our small town of Rotorua. My uncle was very much like a Frank Sinatra. And my dad was a singer as well. So singing, performing came was in our blood. And we used to perform. Our grandmother had a Maori cultural group, so we were brought up doing our Maori dances. I don't know if you've seen the haka. Can you say haka? Haka. 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 Now ha is our word for the breath. Ka is fire. So that's why we do that kind of when we stamp our feet and we've got to try and look ugly. And you've got to try and scare the other tribe. So you actually don't have to do any fighting. So the haka was done as a stimulating dance fired up. Very similar to the Irish river dance, the Scottish bagpipes. What do the English sing?
We do Morris dancing, and that is not intimidating at all.
And the Australians sing Waltzing Matilda about a sheep. But we do the haka, the haka. But it hasn't been working against England. We may have to change it up a bit. Mark? Anyway, we might take a few questions. What do you think? Have you got a question there, Mark?
I've got a question.
Maybe I should sit down properly. Okay? You guys all right? Okay. Have you got a question? Let's start with your question then, Mark.
It's not a Star Wars question.
Not a Star Wars question, then.
You say you've done a cooking show?
Yes, a cooking. Well, it was like the cooking show is called Earth Oven. We Maori cook in the ground. We put the food, we heat the rocks, dig a little hole, heat the rocks up, and then the rocks get nice and white hot. We take all the ashes out, put the rocks in the bottom, put the meat on top, then the veggies, then we cover it with the banana leaf or sacking, put dirt on top, a couple of hours in the ground, we pull it all off, take all the dirt off, take all the things off, and there it is. Beautiful pork, lamb, beef, potatoes, sweet potatoes, all. And so I've been around the world looking at other indigenous cultures' way of doing that earth oven. The Māori, we call it the hangi. I found out the Aboriginals in Australia, they call it the banga, so they have a very similar version. I went to Chiloy, just off Santiago, South America. They had the curanto, cooking in the ground. They ate shellfish in their earth oven as well. Went to Mexico, they call it the peeb. Went to Jordan, in fact, Wadi Ram and the Bedouin tribes call it the zab. The zab, they cook in the sand. They put a big drum in there, burn a fire. No rocks though, just burns down like a charcoal. Then they put the food in the drum, put a lid on it, cover it up. They go out and tend to their herd, or sheep and goats, and then they come back later too. Yeah, very exciting. It wasn't also about the food, it was also about just the culture, the similarities and things like that. So yeah, you'll probably see it on an aeroplane one day when you fly down to New Zealand. Normally my shows end up on an aeroplane.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, well, it's not quite there yet because it's only just come out.
For everything in one location, daily news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, video, and social media feeds, bookmark FanthaTracks.com for Star Wars news 24/7, 365.
Am I right in saying you did the chat show as well for a while?
Yes, I do everything. I'm just one of these guys that likes to try something once, and then that, I think the doing is a big thing.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you never know. You don't go through the process. So I try to do things, and then I know if I enjoy it or not, and then I carry on doing it, I guess. So yeah, I think it's all about doing and not talking too much.
Yeah.
It's just got to do things sometimes in life. It's like that's where the credit belongs, to the doer, not the guy who sits back and criticizes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Okay, kia ora. Great question, man. Great question. We'll keep you on. Keep you on.
Okay.
Is that what's that shirt you got on there? Is that a 501 shirt?
No.
Oh.
No, I run a site called Fantha Tracks. It's a news site. So
Okay, man. Very
yeah.
good.
I interviewed you via email about 15 years ago for the official Star Wars magazine. Before you'd done obviously Jango, you'd done Boba as a voice in some of the games.
Yes.
So when you compare the two characters, they're a clone of each other essentially, but there's a distinct difference between the two. Where do you see the difference between Jango and Boba?
I said I don't do Star Wars questions.
I'm trying to be cheeky.
You were slipping that one in. Try to. I didn't worry about it.
You did.
Yeah. I didn't worry about all of that difference and all that stuff you're going on about.
Yeah.
Like father, like son.
Exactly. That was enough for you. That was
maybe Boba had a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Because he saw his father get killed by Mace Windu.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to say his name. I've got to watch the end of the movie. Yeah, I never watched the end. After my
Freeze frame.
I could not believe it. It was too early as well.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the scene in Attack of the Clones when Mace Windu turned up. Why didn't I use my jetpack? Why didn't I duck? All these things came to mind. But anyway, and I think the other thing, Boba Fett had been in that Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
And he had all this, well, vented up energy to get rid of, you see. Yeah, so, but I didn't want to think about it too much. I just thought, well, he's a clone son, and I was just blown away to come back, and, you know.
Yeah.
How many, it was like 20 years later. So to come back was just, I was just buzzing anyway. Even to get the phone call to play Jango Fett. I remember getting, Jim would love you to play Jango Fett. I remember going, yeah! Oh, who's Jango Fett? And the funny thing was, the casting agent, once they cast me, they wanted to go find a Boba Fett, then they wanted to find an in-between guy, you know, in the factory. Yeah, so I actually drove her around New Zealand. And I'm driving down to a place to see another guy who looks a bit like me. He actually didn't make it in the film too, funnily enough. Bodie was his name. He played the guy in the factory. But as I was driving down there, I was going too fast, and a cop came up behind me and pulled me over. And he came to the window, and I said, "Officer, this is your lucky day. Do you know who this woman is?" And he said, "No, I don't know who she is." I said, "Well, she's casting for Star Wars. Which part would you like?" And the bugger still gave me a ticket. I never gave him any part. Anyway, that's a little funny side story. Let's take another question, maybe. What else you got there? I didn't realise we had met earlier then in the interview situation. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. You reminding me about that. And how was I back then?
You were great.
Was I okay? Was I nice to you?
As emails go, you were the most polite email interview I've ever done.
Okay, that's great. See, it always pays to be nice. You never know when you're going to run into the people again. So I try to be nice all the time. Sometimes after a convention and you've signed 3,000 autographs and you get a little bit tired, and then someone's waiting outside the door of the hotel and then they want one. Sometimes I get a bit grumpy because I'm just a bit tired, but I always try to be nice, you know. Be cordial, I think the word, be cordial. And it's a people see, without the fans really. These are the ones that go to the movies, you know, watch it at the end, watch the end product. So I appreciate that fact. And plus I'm my uncle, and doing entertainment, I was always watched my uncle deal with people, and he was always nice to everybody, you know, because he was famous singer. That's where we get it from. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Why am I singing to you? We won't even go there. That was a nasty move you did there, buddy. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Just giving him I just can't help it every now and then. I just break into song. That's, you know, if there's some fighting to be done, we actually don't fight. I sing people to death. And like, that's enough, please, don't hurt me. Yes.
It's far better in person because you wrote all those lyrics to me years ago and there's no context, it meant nothing. It's much better in person.
Yeah, no, I'm just singing, filling in time. How's our time doing? How long are you going to talk for? Maybe someone else got a question. We better hurry up, we're going to take a few questions from the people.
There's a young lad on the second row there.
Yeah, what do you want to ask me there, buddy?
It's a Star Wars question.
Okay, that's all good.
What was it like riding a Rancor?
Ooh, the Rancor, man. That's the biggest horse I've ever ridden in my life. Man. It was a long way down, too. I was looking, man. It was scary. Rancor. Yes, I actually worked with the Rancor trainer, Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo got the big tattoos on. We worked on a movie called 6 Days, 7 Nights together. Yeah, we were the pirates trying to chase Harrison Ford and Anne Heche around the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun, by the way. Yeah, thank you very much. That was very exciting. That Rancor scene right in that last episode, man, very scary though. You had to hold on tight. And man, he was an ugly kind of thing too, man. He could eat you up just like that. So I was like being on a rodeo, you know, rodeo. Had to hold on tight, boy. Really hold on. Okay, that's a great question. Yes, sir.
Music runs in your family, but do you play music on an instrument? And what's your favorite music instrument to play?
I'm a guitar man.
Yeah.
A bit of guitar. That's about it. Yeah, just play guitar. I loved, the Santana, George Benson, all those kind of guys. Jose Feliciano, music like that. Yeah, beautiful guitars. I like that flamenco stuff too, and then the classical guitar. I actually trained in a little bit of classical because I used to go to boarding school and they're so boring, so I just started learning how to play the guitar. I wanted to learn some of the classical technique, but yeah, and I love the jazz stuff as well too. So, yeah.
Hi, this is John Morton from The Empire Strikes Back. I'm Dak Raltha, or Bespin Boba, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
I've got a quick question for you.
Yes.
It's from Aaron at the Boba Fett fan club. You know,
Aaron?
Yeah. So his question is, what's your favourite weapon or gadget that you used on screen?
My voice. No, I think the gaffy stick. I really got to swing that around quite a lot in the book of Boba Fett. That actual gaffy stick is based on a Fijian's weapon, a real Fijian weapon called the totokias. That's why the point at the top there is like a beak. It's like a beak of a very nasty bird. It was used to puncture. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Lucky I was able to manipulate the stick, and I based a lot of that movement on my own cultural weapon, which we call the taiaha. Can you say that? Taiaha! Taiaha! Ooh, very good. That's the Maori staff, similar to, a staff weapon. So I'd have to say the gaffy stick for now. Very good. We've got some questions over here. We've only got a few more minutes left. Is that correct, sir? One more minute yet. What about this fellow over here?
Do you get to keep the costumes?
Did I get to keep the costume? No. I tried to. Then I could have worn it around with all these guys. But we had a wonderful costume designer on the book of Boba Fett, and she passed away recently too. Her name was Shana Trippett, so I'd like to pay tribute to her. Also to Jeremy Bullock, who was a good friend of mine, who I did the convention circuit with Jeremy, and he set a lot of the Boba Fett stuff up. So in a way, he was the original back in the day, the OG. So, and I really got to enjoy his company. He loved his cricket and his sports. That guy, wonderful man. I used to say, "Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy, Jeremy?" We had a lot of fun. Yes, sir. You in the blue, sir.
How do you like your eggs?
How do you like your eggs?
Scrambled. Scrambled eggs. We've got time for one more question.
One more question.
Over here.
How do they make the suit?
How do they make the suit? What's he saying?
How do they make the suit?
Oh, how do they make the suit? Oh, gee, that's a good question. With a lot of time and a lot of effort, and funny enough, it was supposed to be a prototype suit. They were supposed to be all white, and then things all changed. But I think they still based it on Jango Fett, and it was like a version of that. I had a number of suits. I worn rugged-looking, worn-down suit. Then I had a brand new one as well. So I remember that moment. It was a funny moment because I got called in to see John, and as filming was getting closer, they wanted to dress me up as Boba Fett. So I got dressed up, put all the gears on, and then I walked into the room, and there was John and Dave, and I'm holding my helmet like this, and I walked in, giving them a nod. Then they gave me a nod. Then they looked at one another and gave each other a nod. Then we all gave each other a nod. Then I walked out again. But I tell you what, there was nothing like that nod. Meaning, we got the right guy. I think we've got the right guy. You definitely got the right guy. I'm out of here. Yeah, so every now and then in life, I get a nod, good nodding, by the way. And the other weird thing we used to do, sometimes in Jango Fett and Attack of the Clones, the director George would say, okay, Tim, now when you finish your dialogue, go like this. Why am I going like that? Because I'm going to make you fly on the special effects. Are you sure? So I'd say my line, blah, 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 then. Just take off. Can you show me, boy? Can you show me a takeoff? Stand up over here. Over here, and over here in the middle. Come in the middle there. Okay, well, around you two. Do a takeoff. Shoo! That's it. Shoo! Like you're taking off into space. Take off! That's it, boy. That's it. That's the attitude you need in life. You got to take off and try things. Take off and be confident. And give things a go. One more time. I said, George, make sure you put that special effects in, eh? Otherwise I'm going to look stupid. Thank Christ they did. So take off, everybody. All the very, very best. Much love from the Māori from Aotearoa, New Zealand. Come and visit us. Tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou. Kia ora mai tātou katoa. Thank you very, very much.
Email radio@fanthatracks.com. Head to links.fanthatracks.com for links to our social media feeds, Fantha Tracks TV and Fantha Tracks Radio. Thanks to James Semple for the Fantha Tracks intro, Blues Harvest for our Making Tracks opening music, and Mark Daniel and Vanessa Marshall for our voiceovers. New episodes drop Tuesdays and Fridays at 7 o'clock UK time. Our weekly news show Good Morning Tatooine goes live Sundays at 9 o'clock UK time on Facebook and YouTube. And remember, Fantha Tracks is absolutely free, so it costs nothing to stay updated on all the latest Star Wars news.
Coming up next on Fantha Tracks Radio, it's Cannon Fodder.